I'm bald. Yeah, so I decided this morning, considering the past couple of months, to do kind of a full disclosure video about my short and long Bitcoin journey. So back in 2008-9, I was like anybody else, kind of like upset about how the people in finance and banking and government came up with the idea of just giving rich people a bunch of money to solve a problem that these same people created. Um, and in doing so, I got involved with silver and precious metals very lightly, and well, considering for me it was heavy, but considering in general and most people it was pretty light. And back then it was 2011. By the time I'd spent a year or so in there, and I found out about this thing called Bitcoin, and I invested in it. And in 2011, the only place I had to go to Dwolla to convert my money into the ability so that I could exchange it for Bitcoin on Mt. Gox. And then from Mt. Gox, I took my coins and put it in a wallet. And then one of the first crashes nobody ever talks about in 2011, Mt. Gox was hacked. They solved it very quickly, and I got back my coins. I had about 11 coins. 10 coins I bought for $11. I got out at 33, so I was ahead. But I was very upset because of what had happened, because the infrastructure was fragile at that time. And I got to thinking about things, and I kind of fell on the side of like the precious metals and the tangible people. And I, from that point on, hated Bitcoin until recently. And I spoke out against it vehemently, particularly when the Senate Judiciary and Congress, they had Department of Homeland Security, United States Treasury, and a Secret Service all testify against cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin because they had just busted somebody selling drugs online and using Bitcoin as a means to exchange. But every one of those people in the Department of Homeland Security, United States Treasury, and Secret Service, funny how the Fed wasn't in this meeting, I guess because they're private, they all spoke out against it, saying that, human trafficking, drugs, and all these things can be conducted through Bitcoin, and that it's a threat, which the dollar isn't. Anyways, but every single one of them, at the end of each piece of testimony, they all said, but I can see the benefits for consumers. And then I watched Bitcoin go up to $800. Kind of blew me away. This is all kind of my backstory. And not until I saw Bitcoin forking back in August, and even before that I was hearing about it, following it vaguely and believing Chris Dwayne and his whole idea behind precious metals and his long-term bet on silver, which is whatever. I kind of came to the conclusion that it's not going away. And having a basic understanding of it, I need to take the opportunity. And one of the reasons, the biggest reason I got back into Bitcoin is because, I always knew what the blockchain was. The blockchain is a long, long ledger of every single transaction that's ever happened. And then also, Bitcoin's blockchain only allows 21 million Bitcoins to be mined. With that, and my understanding of economics, which is very limited, I kind of came to the conclusion that the problems that we've come to today, with this very small group of people benefiting tremendously while a very large group of us suffer, and one of the means by which they do it, of many, is like my M&Ms were $1 a year ago, now they're $1.50. Everybody's under the impression that prices just go up naturally, but it doesn't cost any more water to water the plants and to get the things to grow and to create paper. The expense and the cost is all the same. The only thing that's really happening is you and me are becoming worth less. That's the definition of inflation, and it's only because we allow these people to throw out the idea that economics is like a science, when the rest of us live in the world of debits and credits and basic accounting and basic finance. And some of the strongest countries that ever came up through history, empires, they all operated from the same basic premise, And so this is why I fell back into Bitcoin, was trust. And that's kind of my point of this video. Trust is critical. And we don't have a lot of that today, particularly in the thing that creates the most value is the means by which we exchange. And to say that there's much trust behind these dollar bills is kind of ridiculous when the only thing that's actually behind these dollar bills is, I don't know how else to put it, but the world is covered in the earth with water. The amount of water covering the earth is 80% of the earth. Okay, with that, 90% of the phone, the tripod the phone's on, my shoes, this couch, the polyurethane on the floor, the windows, the plastic, the concrete, the oil, it all moves across the ocean. And that's 90% of the stuff we have. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to cuss. I don't care what people think. And 90% of everything moves across the water. Well, guess what? 100% of all the crap that moves across the water, all the trade in the world, is policed by the United States Navy. And that is the collateral for this, is freaking guns for hire. And with that being said, you can understand why the United States has been at war since before I was born, perpetually. And I'm 50. So the reason I'm into Bitcoin is because not that I trust it wholeheartedly, but I trust it much more than the paradigm we currently live in. As well, there's speculation. In 1 month's time of me playing the markets and screwing up and being involved with cryptocurrencies and these altcoins and exchanges, and I've really screwed up some major trades. I lost a huge amount thinking I was like putting a stop in instead of a sell order, and that sell order was hundreds of dollars less than the current valuation. And watching that, what I thought was a stop order, get filled instantly made me realize how much of an idiot I am. But nevertheless, with that being said, I'm still up. I'm still up easily 10 to 20%. And not to say that I've profited, because I haven't taken it out. To be honest with you, this is kind of a nest egg, and I want to see it grow. And I really believe there's no stopping Bitcoin. I really believe that cryptocurrencies will do to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase particularly, is going to do to them the same things that MP3s did to Tower Records and Napster. You know, open source is the reason technology has advanced so fast. Not Microsoft, not Apple, and not Alphabet or Google. Those companies have taken technology, centralized it, and reaped many benefits off of it. With the blockchain, you know, coming along, and what it's doing to currency, and what it will do to mortgages, insurance policies, wills, the word trust is being redefined. The wheel changed humanity. Electricity changed humanity. Antibiotics changed humanity. The blockchain will change humanity insofar as the word trust is concerned. Learn about the blockchain. Understand how the ledger in the blockchain is not like the Fed's balance sheet. It is opaque. We will not have to ask Bitcoin in the future under congressional testimony, any leader of Bitcoin, where their swaps with nations were done and how much were they, and then have them say, I can't tell you that. These guys in ties who wear them till they die are obviously not to be trusted. It is your neighbor. It is the people that provide value to you. It is the guy and the woman who grow the food that we grow. And we need to bring that power back to these individuals and away from the control of people that can make my M&Ms go from $1 to $1.50 with the most absurd logic that things just naturally grow up in price. Now, I'm not sure if I've covered everything I wanted to, but what I have done is made it openly clear that Bitcoin is something I'm definitely involved with. I still believe silver is one of the greatest valued assets in accordance with history, but history always gets rewritten. And I truly believe that many of us in our lifetimes have watched .com do what it's done. We've watched social networking do what it's doing, or social media, I should say. And I truly believe that the effect that cryptocurrencies will have on humanity will make all these things look pale in comparison. And this is why I'm participating in it, and I will probably be doing many more videos in reference to more specific things, like recently this Bitcoin Cash shenanigans that happened after the SegWit 2 fork never came through. I'm not a hater on Bitcoin Cash. I'm not a hater on Bitcoin. There's some people that believe Bitcoin is centralized, and there's some people that believe Bitcoin Cash is centralized. And I believe that, just like anything, it will become centralized. And what I also believe is, I believe in my neighbor more than I believe in some guy in a White House. And I believe the people that keep the world spinning and the world going around, there's so many negative things happening. I believe the reason the world still exists is because there's way more good people than there are bad people. And this is why I bet on Bitcoin right now. My life is short. We're just a blip in time. And what we leave behind us is so relevant to what comes, after us, obviously. And I really am finally accepted the idea that the blockchain and Bitcoin is here to stay. There's going to be a lot of wars and conflicts over it and about it. And, what I'd like to do is, by creating content like this, is help you retain your purchasing power, the work that you create, and which you do in order to eat and house yourselves and those closest to you. I believe this paradigm we're in is going to help individuals ensure that their work is valued in accordance with what they create, and not continue on this usurious path where salespeople, guys in ties till they die, insurance people, politicians, lawyers, who do nothing but tell us what's right and wrong and thrive off of legislation, laws, commissions. These individuals, I hope my video wasn't too long. I hope I've been clear. And this is the first time I've ever said this, but please subscribe and like, because I'm really motivated to do this. And anybody out there connecting with me, I would be super, super more motivated if I knew I was at least reaching one of you. Thanks for watching. I'm out. I'm stealing your Crypto Daily exit.